On this episode of Pimp My Setup, I'm going to be talking about your setups you submit for tips, tricks, feedback, and much more. So if you're interested in that, then sit back, relax, and interact because the show starts now.
It's time for the original setup show dedicated to providing you with tips, tricks, and feedback to pimp out your setup. Hosted by Matt Philly with new special guests every week. Coming at you live in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Pimp My Setup, episode number 187, recorded live on February 2nd, 2017. My name's Matt Philly. You can find me on Twitter at Matt Philly, and as always, I'm joined by producer Tom.
Guys, 10 more days until Matt's birthday.
Stop it, Tom. Yeah, it's almost my birthday. Buy me stuff. Give me money. Okay. No, really, though, thanks for tuning in to another episode. Super excited. Got 10 setups today. Quick little... notes, things you should know. Got a brand new set of Nightmares, which if you're watching live, drops at 1 p.m. If you're watching later on, it should be up. Make sure you don't miss it. I think it's okay. It's a pretty good one. A little chuckle or two out of it. And then also, if you want to submit your setup, pimpmysetup.com/Q is the place to go. We're booked to $295. Is that what you said?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's like November. So just get your setup in. You could always update it. Don't be too worried about that. So go hop on over and get that submitted. Also, you can also get yourself a fast pass, skip the line, get on the next episode guaranteed by going to pimpmysetup.com/perks. It's a nice thing to do. It supports the channel, but by no way is it necessary. And then the last thing I'll say is setupaddicts.com Facebook group and discord.gg/Matt is the Setup Addicts Discord group. And then also along with that, if you are a Twitch subscriber, you get a Twitch role on the Discord server, cool color, emotes, all that stuff. So whatever. All right, let's go into the first set of the day, submitted by Pascal. He's 17 and he loves bow hunting. He's actually, I don't know exactly what this means, but he's currently in 6th place in Germany, like just straight up Germany. So I don't know. Wow. If it's like some bow hunting thing that's only exclusive to Germany and he's somehow in 6th place. Regardless, when you say something like that, that sounds pretty epic. It sounds like you know what you're doing.
I feel like he's lying about that, but it's whatever.
Hey, man. Yeah, I just felt like maybe there would be a little bit more to it. Like, I'm 6th place in the blah, blah, blah for Germany.
And deer hunting. Or
he's just like in Germany,
I'm just 6th place.
Yeah. Oh, well. And then he said that he uses his setup for gaming and editing his YouTube videos, where if you want to check out his YouTube, it's NATIIX. Natix. But yeah, go check him out. Now, I got to give him props here because he's got... It's interesting because he's got the angled ceiling to the left, like a pretty tan-ish door to the right. So it's like a weird combination, a weird little spot that he can fit into. But he did a great job. He's got the red and black really flowing throughout the theme, through his... oh my God, that plane is like loud as hell, right?
Yeah.
I was scared for a second it was the end of the world. But he's got the computer that's matching, the bow is matching. Everything he's got going on in his setup is definitely working very, very, very nicely. So I like it. I think he did a great job. Now, of course, there are a few things that I'm not a huge fan of. I think, the Yeti positioning is a bit odd because, well, first off, I was going to say, had it been off to the side, like, yeah, obviously you don't put it in front of your monitor. That'd be pretty stupid. But you actually set it up like that for the photo. So I kind of a little worried that you actually do use it like this, which, by the way, you guys know, obviously, I'm not the biggest fan of the Yeti because there's better microphones for the price. But the beauty of the Yeti is that it's condenser and you don't need it right there in front of your face. Had it been dynamic, you need it down your mouth. But in this situation, it should be off to the left side. So, yeah, kind of move it over to the side. Also, Tom, the speakers. Do you really think he's getting a decent sound out of that?
It looks like the Vive sensors, like that you put in the corner for the cameras and all that. They don't really look like good speakers at all. I mean, and just having them, I don't know, just not good speakers. I'd probably upgrade speakers, if to upgrade anything at least.
That's actually a great point, though. It does look like the Vive. Yeah. Which it's not. For a second, I was like, shit, is that? But that would be a terrible setup because you'd have like a radius of half an inch to play. But it's like, but yeah, I mean, I really like what he's going for. I do think upgrades in the accessory category would be nice. Like better speakers would be good. I think the shelf on top of the monitor, not my favorite thing in the world, but I guess
I like it, but I don't like the stuff on it.
Yeah, it's a little too small. Like you can't really see what any of it is. Well, I guess that's his trophies.
That's his bow right there. Look at that.
Look at me, number 6 in Germany, bitch. Anyways, really, I mean, I'm not making fun of it. I actually think that's awesome. Yeah. But the second photo, like the cable management, absolutely amazing. Great work. If you guys want to do similar sort of cable management where you can tack the cable up along the side of the bottom of the desk, go get the IKEA cable management kit. That's like $5 or less. Boom. Perfect. Nice. I like it. Just a wonderful job. It is hard to kind of flow through with the rest of the theme, though, and make it like an insanely epic. Had it been like gray walls with a normal wall, no angle, I think the setup would have looked like 30 times better.
Yeah,
but still.
He's doing what he can with the space he has, so nice job.
Still great, right?
Yep.
Amazing setup. Now, speaking of amazing, check out this setup. Shawn, he's 14, and he runs 2 YouTube channels because every 14-year-older does. He runs Shawn's Universe and Yozilla Gaming, so go check him out. Damn, the Curse of the Yeti. All right, guys. Speaking of Yeti, new set of nightmares. Again, I referenced the Yeti. It's a great one.
There's an ad in the bottom corner right now.
Click it or tick it. All right. Really, though, this setup, God. Let's go to the third photo, Tom.
Okay. I didn't want to show it. That was a thing.
Yeah, he didn't want to show it, but like you gotta, So I think it's safe to say I gave him 2 points because you know what? It's not completely, touching the floor. Can we give him that?
It seemed like the tape he had behind, like, holding it up probably fell off and then it just drooped down like that because it looks like it was managed at some point, but then it just stopped.
You can't use off-brand tape, my dude.
No,
it's just downhill from there or down the desk from there. You know what I'm saying, Tom? Really though, why do you have like coolers and shit on the side too? Are you like hosting your own team?
I guess
when he's done gaming and he like wins like H1Z1, he's the last one alive, opens up the top, pours it over himself like some Super Bowl win. Really though, I mean the problem here I think is not even, I think the desk is fine. I think you have good accessories, everything's good in that category. It's that like shelving unit behind you, which I think ruins the whole setup because you see the desk has a drawer on the left side, right? You pull out the drawer and you push it back in. But instead, you're sitting directly in front of that. That's not what the desk is intended for. The desk is meant for you to be seated to the right side, and you can't do that because of that little freaking shelving unit. So the shelving unit, I don't know if you have any space in your room, but that completely defeats the purpose of a desk like this. So you need to figure it out. Get it out of there. Cool, you killed the dinosaur and got the skull and everything, but that stuff's gotta go. But I think if you did that and you condensed some of the crap on the desk itself, got rid of the extra monitor because, again, I don't care about what accessories you have, but I think this hurts you more than anything. So I think if you got rid of that, just add the laptop and then the TV overhead and cleaned it up, made the speakers a little bit nicer, same with the microphone, it would be a great setup. But as of right now, you're not utilizing the desk in the proper way. But it's not a bad setup.
No, I kind of wish a drawer was on the other side, but I think that's like that's how the desk is and all that. Yeah, it's tough. If the drawer was on the right side, then it'd be perfect. Because actually, no, it wouldn't. Because then you wouldn't be able to open the drawer. Yeah, so it's kind of lose. But again, you have what you need. It's not the end of the world. You can easily fix this. So go do it, buddy. Go do it. Anyways, let's go to the next setup submitted by Leo. Leo here is 15 years old. He uses a setup mainly for gaming and schoolwork. Now, this is like the only photo, not further back, so that kind of killed the whole idea for me. But, I think this is a very basic setup, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. I think the PC looks dope. I like that it flows with the LEDs. You have your guitar off to the left, your headphone stand, you have speakers right there. I think it's just a very basic, simple setup, and there's nothing to hate on. There's no theme in your face. Obviously, you could go and say blue, but I could be like, I'm blue, da-ba-dee-da. But I mean, the guitar is red. Paint it. No, I'm just kidding. Like that stuff doesn't matter. Yeah, but I mean, we're not seeing what's above the wall, things like that. And the desk, it just works. It's simple. What do you think? It looks like the handles are smiling. Yeah, but, that's literally the first thing I took from it. But yeah, like you said, it's very simple. There's nothing really special to it, but it's not a bad setup.
Yeah, and a lot of people are saying in the chat, really, people are being pretty nice to him. I expected some more.
Like, he's not dumb enough to have the PC on the desk. He's like, I'm going to get a little side table for it, put it over there. Which works perfectly. And it works, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people are being really nice in the chat. They just say, like, hey, man, get a new desk. You'll be all set and ready. So I agree. You get a new desk. You pop some stuff up on the wall. Bada bing, bada boom. Before you know it, you got a 90. Anyways, let's go to the next setup submitted by Gustavo. Gustavo is 34 years old. He's a software developer, and very simple, straightforward setup. I like it. You know, he said the internet is for porn. If you look at the left side there,
I'm not gonna show. I barely even see it.
It definitely says it though.
Yeah, you can see it. Okay.
Yeah, so it's 34. Kind of creeps me out when I read that though, but just kidding. Looking at the computer though, like the cables coming out of it, sure they are managed once they get out, but like they should be a little bit tighter than that. Obviously not tugging on the ports, but then he's got the extra cable right above it, and then the other cable that's even more above it. Also interesting, he's grabbing the Ethernet cord through the wall on the right side, which I'm sure most people don't realize, coming out of the wire mold on the right side by the door. Up. Yeah, right there.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, see? That literally is just the Ethernet cable coming through. So interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, I like the monitor arm. I think that's great. It works with the speakers. You have your Samsung Quick Charge, headphones. Everything is in a usable, reachable position, which is nice. But I think it's overwhelmingly white. I think the walls kind of hurt my eyes a little. The TV, I'm assuming you have a bed behind you. Otherwise, it's... How do you use that at your setup? But I would assume he doesn't use it for a setup, because if you look, he's got his DVR, he has his Chromecast. So I would assume he doesn't use that. That's just me going out on a limb here. But I think a little bit more theme would be nice. He's got some cool images off to the side. Not really sure what they mean or anything. But maybe just a little bit, and you know what I'm saying? So, very interesting. And a lot of people are critiquing the Ethernet straight through the middle of the wall. I think there are better ways to do it. Don't get me wrong, but hey man, at least you have wire mold. That makes it a little bit better. But interesting setup, just lacking a little bit of like personality, I guess. Like sure, you have colors and you have the stuff on the wall, but do you really understand who he is?
No, not really. I mean, yeah, the pictures are cool, but other than that, it's tough because he doesn't have a lot of space to work with. Like the door is, I don't know how the door even opens properly.
Oh, that's also true.
I mean, it probably fits, but then you're just blocking your PC if you have your door open the whole time.
No, that you have to be careful, I'm sure, when you open the door.
Yeah.
You open it too much.
It's just not a lot of space. Yeah. I don't know how the rest of the room looks like. It doesn't have place to put your setup, but it's fine.
Yeah. A lot of people are, I would say it's about half-half here. Got some people are like, yeah, it needs some work, and other people are like, I love this. And someone said, actually, I know he likes porn. That is true. So we do know a little bit about Gustavo. So thank you, Gustavo. Next setup submitted by Jose, 16. He said he enjoys long walks on the beach, deep conversations, holding hands, and oh shit, wrong person. That's his words, not mine. YouTube channel, Taco Time with Jose. It doesn't get any more Jose-ish than that. I mean, that's like, this dude just straight up was like, yeah, I'm going with it. So kudos to you. Now, taking a look at this photo, you know, it is a very straightforward setup. A lot more space than the last ones we've seen, which I like. He's got room to do whatever he wants. But I think it's very interesting how he actually has the left side poster as a stormtrooper, and then he's got the stormtrooper bank right below it. So that matches. Then he's got the Batman poster on the right side, and then he's got the bat symbol right below the TV. I mean, this guy thought it out. You know, he's like, all right, I need an accessory to go with each poster. And he's like, bang, 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 boom. And he did it. Now, I wish we got a better photo, which he actually did send like a more of a high angle dead on. But the thing is, the photo was broken. And if I opened it, it was like a thumbnail. So I wasn't able to get that. But if you look at the second photo, the cable management is great. I mean, the only cable we're seeing is going into the outlet. And in order to fix that, it's, you know, it's easy, but is it always worth it? Not necessarily, especially if you're, you know, Taco Time with Jose, you're probably not worried about it. So again, not terrible. Just if you wanted to fix that, you could. The one cable I would fix is definitely the wire mold coming out of the TV. You want to just plop that on, and then bada bing bada boom, it will look clean as hell. Now, the one thing I am a little bit worried about is that the TV is just like super high up, which is cool because the Batman symbol looks awesome where it is. But I would assume, and I said this before, that you're using it for your bed behind you. Otherwise, like if you're trying to like actually do something on the computer, you're like, let me just, where is that? Yeah, okay. It's a little high, but the TV looks sexual. I mean, bezel's slimmer than your mom, all right? But I mean, bro, 16, great setup, very straight and to the point, which is like great. We don't see that too often. I think it's just a good setup, you know? It's just a good setup. Nothing wrong with it, really. Like, you could keep it like this and it wouldn't be bad. It would just be like a good setup. Yeah. You agree with that?
No, I definitely agree. The only thing I don't like is the open space off to the right. Yeah. Like maybe putting something in there, or because I know your PC won't fit in there because it's too big, but maybe putting something or personality wise.
Maybe get a Batman doll and shove him in there.
There you go.
Or a taco. Put a taco there, man. Okay. No, Tom? Tom doesn't agree. Okay. Anyways, let's go to the next setup submitted by Michael, who's 34. Now, he's married with 2 kids. This is his man cave. Apparently, now I don't know if I read his email the right way. He said he has 89 lights in the room. And he's talking all about his Philips Hue and how much he loves them. I think he has 89 Philips Hue bulbs. And if he does, then that is enough to buy half of China. I mean, that's just a lot of money for freaking Philips Hue bulbs. 89, bro. I can't even afford 3 right now. So give me a minute, dog. But really, I don't know if that's the case. He said he has 89 lights, and he's really into home automation. Everything from obviously his lights to his I think he's got Nest. He's got stuff for his home theater setup. You see the iPad right next to his iMac actually has like, well, I don't know what's on there right now. I can't zoom in for some reason.
It's like movies.
Okay, yeah. He can control everything he has right from there. So that's awesome. He's also from Long Island, represent. So very crazy setup. Now, here's the thing. I think it's great. I think, first off, you look at the TV. I think he said that was like a 65-inch 4K, blah, blah. Like, oh, that just looks so good. But look at all the stuff underneath that. The speakers, everything. Look at the cables off to the left side. There's a lot. It's definitely cramped. Yeah, he may not have the biggest room in the world. You know, you look at the next photo. It's just there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot to look at. So don't get me wrong. I got a pretty good score and everything, but it's too much for me. Like, you look at the first photo. And, like, with those curtains and then, like, all the photos, which, that's great. It's your family. I'm not saying, like, take that shit off. I'm just saying, like, that's a lot. You know, I don't really think it's in the best spot possible. Like, that TV above it, I don't really think it makes sense where it's at. Because I would assume you're using that, your setup. It's got the same wallpaper. You already have a big TV behind you. Should be a little bit lower. Should be tilted down. Shouldn't have bezels fatter than your mom. Obviously, I'm kidding about that. But it's just funny. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, it's just, like, a lot for what it is. You know, the cable management isn't awful. It does kind of look like in a bunch, but it is managed, so that's that. But there's a lot. You can see off to the side in that photo on the bottom right, there's Glad, bottom right. You see the Glad box for garbage bags? Yeah, I mean, it's truly an amazing room. You know, most people that have man caves don't care about all the different wire management, outside of mind, all that stuff. So it's cool, but like someone said, you gotta pull everything out and then just be like, okay, do I need this? Where can I put this where it won't look so, like, you know, in your face? I think that starting completely over would be great, but you'd have a lot of shit to throw out. And the only reason I say is because, you know, it's great. I think the setup itself isn't awful. You know, the usability is pretty good, blah, blah, blah. But there's just too much. And, like, for someone like me, I could not live in a room like this. It's just overwhelming, and I can't do too much with, like, I can't handle that much. How are you, Tom? Do you think it's too much?
I think the entertainment side of things is good.
Not as bad.
It's not as bad, yeah. Like, it works. The setup itself, it looks crowded, like the setup itself looks crowded, but it's really not. It's just the stuff around it makes it seem way more crowded than it should be. So like you said, maybe start like clearing some stuff out, like stuff that you don't need, that you don't use on a daily basis, put in a storage somewhere else.
Yeah, just condense. Like Tom said, though, the actual entertainment setup's not that bad. That photo is not that bad. More so the centerpiece of it that needs work. But that photo, like, you know, he's got everything in that photo. Amazon Echo, blah, blah, blah. So that part is also pretty okay. Little stuff here and there on top of the mini fridge, which I don't even know if he could fully open up the mini fridge because he's got the little table in front of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got the thing for his cats and cat litter in the same photo, bottom right.
Yeah.
He's got Jet stuff, so automatically I don't like him anymore. But I mean, a lot of cool stuff, but just everyone's kind of agreeing with me. Someone said it's a cluster. Beep. But yeah, just condense, and it'll be an amazing place. It's going to be a lot of work, though. That's for sure. All right, next setup submitted by Mason. Now, I don't know how old he is. He said, I'm a YouTuber. Don't know his YouTube channel. And then he updated his photo for us, which is great, but this is the only photo we got, so we can't see dead on. But this photo kind of paints the picture. So, taking a look at this, you need to be smacked upside the head 7 times over and then kicked in the ball sack, because that is not how speakers work. When they say rear, they don't mean put it behind the other speaker. Like, oh, it's rear. Okay, it goes right behind the left one then. No, you take it and you put it behind you. That's what rear means. Okay? Really though, why, like the pre-show music, why you gotta, but why do you do that? Why? I don't like it, man. But I think having a case like that, the case we always see with the underglow and everything, it's always so sexual. I like it. Whether it's Razer or not, it's just a good looking computer case. And also, love the granite countertop kind of thing going on there. It's what we used to have in our home office before we were old enough to really have our own setups, which I liked. I thought it was great. It looks good here. Kind of gives that floating atmosphere, even though it's bracketed into the wall. Really, really nice. And really, it's a simple setup. I like the shelf. Am I a fan that the fact that you have Beats and a Kindle? No, I think that's awful. But it's cool. You got some green going through it too, which I think is awesome. So I think it's not bad. Something better to go above the setup would work. And just make sure, keep that shelf nice and tidy, and it will look perfect. I think it's a great setup. It's just the speakers, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and it'll be, what I'm saying, Tom?
Yeah, the LED should be green too.
Yeah.
It's like, the light's cool and all that. Like the LED color right now is cool, but if you have green LEDs on your PC, why don't you do green on your LEDs?
Yeah, just a little. You know what I'm saying, Tom?
Yeah.
You gonna do it? Yeah, he did it. Okay. No, you just did it way too many times. Stop. Damn it, Tom. Okay, anyways. Next setup submitted by Karl. He's 16. We don't know anything about him, but what I do know is that, I don't know. It's a cool, straightforward setup.
On to the next one.
What?
Not on to the next one.
Yeah, all right, cool. See you later. Really, though, the cable management on the desk is great because it's all running along the top of the desk. Which, sure, you could see one Velcro tie. Congratulations. But needs to be a little bit more than that. You got to keep it as a nice strand. Take it under the desk like we saw in one of the previous setups where we saw the under shot. You got to tack it in, and you'll be bada bing, bada boom. You'll be all set and ready to go. I think it's an interesting setup, though. It's pretty straightforward. You have a side off to the right where you can kind of just, draw, do whatever you got to do. The gains at the top, I don't think is awful. At least it's nice and kept neat. Assassin's Creed poster, that's cool. It's really, the statue, all that. It's a cool setup. It's really just cable management, and it's another one of those setups where you make those changes, it'll be good, but it's not like an insane epic setup where it's like, holy balls, like, wow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts about it?
You literally say everything I'm gonna say, so I'm sitting here trying to think of new things to say. Yeah, but it's not like a wow factor setup. Maybe if you want to go all out, I'd get rid of the shelf on top and put a TV above and get just pimp it out, just crazy.
Get a cool carousel for the games.
Yeah, and I would stick to one color theme because you got red, PC,
red, blue,
and then green and blue, and it's just
that's actually a good point. He could definitely make this look epic.
Yeah. It's that whole that table's perfect. The desk is perfect, so it's why not occupy it to its fullest?
Agreed. 100% what he just said. Okay, next setup submitted by Johannes. He's 14, and he said that he uses his setup for gaming and watching movies. Now, Johannes, buddy, man, hey, why are your monitors like that, dude? What the fuck? Oh my god. What? This is why, and actually I've said this a lot. I've said this a lot lately. Do not buy triple monitor arms. Do not. Just don't, because they suck. Especially if you're like, hey, I'll get a $40 one. That's a pretty good deal. No! They suck. You will never get them even. If you do, you spend way too much time, and one little will kind of just, and all the monitors go sideways, and then it's awful. So, really, man, you either got to go for, if you have two monitors, go for a dual arm. They're not bad. They're a lot easier to make work. But triple, you can't get the right the right angle in. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot harder to get because those look pretty flat, like coming in a little bit, but they look pretty flat. So it's really hard to make it work. You got to go single arms, or you got to mount them to the wall. Here in this case, you're in front of a window. But I'm sorry, man, that just doesn't look good. It actually hurts your setup way more than it helps. I don't say, damn, he's got 3 monitors. I say, what the what is going on with those 3 monitors? So definitely need to figure out a solution for that. Now, also, you got those Mackie speakers right behind. But, like, bro, we only see the right one, which, why even have that? And then you have the one off to the left, which is blocked by another damn thing. Why? Why would you spend the money on that? What are you doing? And someone just said he can't wall mount them. There's a window. No shit, Sherlock. I just said that. Oh, my God. People, man, I swear. In one ear, out the other. What the hell? He's 14, man. I don't care how old you are. He's got 3 monitors, Mackie speakers, pretty good peripherals. PC off to the right looks pretty nice. He's got everything he needs. The problem is, you got to put it in the right spot. And part of me is wondering, like, do the speakers not actually fit under it? Because that's a big amount of space.
They have to fit underneath there. So, I don't know how tall they are, but they have to.
So why put them on the windowsill? I see they're on isolation pads. Is it with the isolation pads, they're a little too tall? You got to figure it out. So I think, like, speaker placement, monitor placement, cables, obviously he doesn't care about that. Yeah, sure, it's not under the desk, and this is a common mistake. People say, oh, his cable management's great. No, it's because all the cables are spewing out to the right side to the PC. So, of course, yeah, you look under your desk and, okay, cool, nothing to be worried about. But, hey, man, it definitely, you need to figure out a solution. I don't know what your theme is. This was this was the furthest back photo I can get from you. So we don't know if you got posters up, but from what I could see, I would say no. Theme, wire management, speaker placement, all that stuff's got to be figured out. Like, do you have headphones? Things like that. So I don't know if you guys agree. Definitely need to figure out a solution. What do you think, Tom?
I'll just fix all the stuff you said and then worry about theme and all that shit later.
Yeah, you need to figure out the usability.
I feel like getting a new desk would help, maybe, with mounting the monitors and such.
The desk kind of matches the wall, though, which is weird. Like, the molding and the...
But I just don't like the look of the desk.
Yeah.
It just doesn't... It's not a sexy-looking desk.
Plus, I don't think he can actually mount the arm to the desk, which is why he has to get a table stand one, which takes up even more space, kind of defeats the purpose of having a monitor arm. So definitely a lot to figure out there. You have what you need. Like, I mean, people wish they had those speakers. Those are great speakers, but why even use them if they're blocked? It doesn't make sense. Anyways, next and final set of the day is submitted by Trevor. Trevor's 18. He's going to college for cybersecurity. He works full-time and plays a lot of games. And he even said, I know my cable management isn't the best. So I'm happy he said that. His cable management kind of hurt because he didn't really try at all. You could see that's just like the common, like, swoop. He's got the one zip tie, but for the most part, when you have cables that go point A to point B and just, like, nothing's done with them, there's really no attempt at what he's doing. So here's the thing. Usability, I think it honestly is fine. I think if he's gaming on the one display and then he looks at the right every so often to see, like, what's going on, that's fine. But you guys know I like when the monitors touch. It's like, every time I touch, I get a feeling. Okay. But yeah, I think that's, like, one thing I'm not 100% sure about. He attached a video, but I didn't have permission to view the video, so I don't know if he explained things. Also, out of sight, out of mind, I think is, like, not great here. Cool, you listen to source fed, you like Philly D, we can see it from your mini fridge, but, like, all the stuff on it and on top of the right side of the desk, it just looks like you could definitely condense and get some of the unnecessary things and it won't look as messy. The folding table, you could have just pulled it out for the photo, kind of like an eyesore. The foam pads, like the isolation, like what's the point of those? You only have, like, what I can see, 6. Do you have more? It should go along the whole wall, or one wall at least. It shouldn't just be like, yeah, I got a few pads. Blah. Oh, what do you think, Derek? And, like, the one looks like it's popping off the wall. You know? So do you agree, like, he should at least either commit or get rid of them?
Exactly, yeah. At least put it over your setup, like, over the monitors. That's where I put it. If that's just a random spot, having them in the corner.
Yeah, but behind the main monitor would look good.
Yeah. Or if you're going to continue like that, I'll get tons of them, but in, like, different colors, like mix and match, like your green and black or something like that.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what is above.
Yeah, it looks like there's something above, but
it's either like a really thick poster frame or I'm not sure. But again, we don't know. We can't really tell.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a bad setup. It really isn't. And a lot of people are like, yeah, new desk. He doesn't have to, but I think if he had a desk that didn't have all those divots in it and it was just a straight, like even just two Linmont pieces making an L, his monitors could touch. He'd get better usability. You know, the microphone's got to be a bitch and a half when you're actually trying to use it properly, because you don't have room to the left of your monitor. If you put it to the right, it's where your mouse is, and it's, you know, in between your monitors, whatever. You need headphone stands, simple things like that. Definitely think it would work great. And someone said, you know, that's not how they work, man. They should go behind for the foam pads for the noise. Yeah, first off, if you're using those are probably an inch thick. They're not doing anything anyway, buddy. You can have them in the corner. It's not going to make much of a difference. So most people, the reason they have them is for aesthetics. So it's not like, yeah, bro, like I scream and like my mom can't hear me because I put up 4 or 5 fucking foam tiles. You know what I'm saying? It's not how it works, dude. That's not how it works. You got to get something at least a little bit thicker. And even then, those are not going to do much. So again, got to think simple things through. Obviously, putting them right there, not making a difference. At least make them aesthetically pleasing. Bada bing, bada boom. Simple. Easy. Done. Drop the mic. You know what I'm saying, T?
Yeah. I just think he has the space for an L desk. Like, most people always get an L desk and they don't have the space for it. It's like, you have the perfect space in that corner for an L desk. So like Matt was saying, you should just get one. Like, you have the space for it.
Yeah.
And then you have room to put all your like mic and your headphones and all this stuff, this unnecessary stuff that is placed in a weird spot. You're going to be able to put it in like drawers or something like that.
Agreed. And Shawn said, is that fold chair his main chair? I really hope not.
I think it is. I honestly do.
Oh, man. Trevor, you got what you need, dude. You got what you need. Anyways, yeah, I just roasted that guy. That's pretty funny. He's probably like, yeah, okay, you got me, bud. I put my hands up. Anyways,
maybe it is used for sound. You just don't know.
Yeah, I just thought, because I went to school for audio engineering. Anyways, score. Pascal, 92. Shawn, 50. Leo, 76. Gustavo, 84. Jose, 80. Michael, 80. Mason, 76. Karl, 80. Johannes, 52. Trevor, 66. Cool. Thanks for watching this episode of Pimp.187. By the way, if you want to go check out Cinema Nightmares, it's up. Okay. Bye, Tom. Bye, Matt.
Bye.